Hello, hello, hello again. Here we are again with MissMyaMya, and this is Divinely Raw Purpose Women. I don't know if I forgot to introduce myself last time. I am Miss ALICIABROWN, also known as Queen Alicia or Queen Brown. Yes, this is the real deal over here. We are all natural, real, transparent. We don't try to fake the funk. This is who we are. Out front and open. MissMyaMya is back for a second segment, and she's going to break down the colors that you can use in worship, whether it's a flag or a garment or just what the color means. A lot of people don't know. They just think they're out there just dancing. They're ministering. They are dancing, but they're ministering, and at the same time, it's not a talent show. It's ministry. Start to look at it that way. Start to change your mindset about why they have liturgical dance or flag or mime. It's all part of what should be imparted in church. Before the pastor comes up, you want to set the atmosphere, right? Mm-hmm. And you want to break the ground, the fallow ground up, and you want to take territory of what might come in or what's already there. And that's what MissMyaMya does. So previously on the first episode, we talked about worship, we talked about garments, we were getting into the colors, we were saying how you got to watch what you wear and how it may attract different things, or it might make the person that's trying to get delivered go into more sin. So be careful when you're ministering, that you're ministering out of heaven, out of prayer, out of consecration, out of being set apart, out of spending time with God, not your flesh. Don't nobody want to see you, boo. It's not about getting phone numbers and a husband. You belong to God. He knows when to set that up. But ministry is ministry. And you can get up there and dance and think you're shaking your butt or doing whatever, and the devil come attack you. And you're picking up a flag, or what is it, a war stick, or what else a timbrel, or whatever. I don't know all the terms, y'all. Y'all picking up all this stuff, you don't know what you touching and why you touching it, and you can get some strong attacks. And MissMyaMya, she's the Minneapolis Citadel over dance here in Minnesota. She's gonna break some things down for you, and you need to listen. And we don't do negativity over here on this podcast. Whether you're seeing this on the you listening on the podcast, or you see it on the YouTube page or Facebook, we don't do negative comments and we don't do negativity, so you will be blocked. That's your warning. Okay, we're going to get into this podcast, and we just thank you, Father, for everyone that's listening, everyone that's come. Please share this, please like, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And we're going to turn it over to MissMyaMya. And I may not say much because we want to learn from her and what things are about, but we're here together in this, okay? So you're gonna break down the colors for us today?
Well, you know, there's so many colors, we all can agree, but I'm going to talk about some basic ones that, you know, we use in ministry. You know, colors like red, colors like white, of course. We hit on white from part one. The significance of white, even what it represents in the world during a marriage. White represents purity for the bride, that she may be a virgin. So imagine white in the environment, since it can mean cleanliness. We use colors like white to represent holiness, you know what I'm saying? And so you can you know, wave your flags to cleanse the environment and bring about that holiness into the environment. It also means victory. You know, on the war field, when someone has submitted and they've given up, what do they wave?
That flag of surrender. Yeah. I don't want to do it no more.
I tap out. I'm done. But what color is it though?
White, I think.
It's white.
Oh,
it's white. So you know, surrendering to God. He's our light. He's our glory. So in red, a lot of times people, you know, talk about red, when they see red, they think of blood. You know
That's
what I'm
what I
saying?
was
So yeah, so you know, the blood of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So that can be used as another cleansing color into the environment as well. Red, war. Red is a war color.
Okay.
It also means love, of course. And a lot of times, a lot of people, you know, red can also represent death. You know, so, you know, but it's different, you know, dying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not that crime, death, where you just, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about a spiritual cleansing in the environment. And red also can represent life. So we've talked about red and we've talked about white. A lot of colors. A lot of people like purple, which is my favorite color. And my sister's favorite color too. They talk about how that's royal. It's a royal color. It's a kinship. It's majesty. You know, wealth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kings and queens wear a lot of red and they wear a lot of purple.
Okay.
So, you know, that's a good wealthy royal color is purple. You know, colors like green and silver. You know, these are authority colors. Green can also be another color of a war color. But green does represent healing. You know what I'm saying? It's a healing color. It's an internal life type of color. So if you want to minister in an environment, I use a lot of greens when I minister at like nursing homes.
Okay.
A lot, because in nursing homes, you know, we have a lot of terminally ill people that are in nursing homes.
Yes.
And you know, some of them, you know, are fighting a lot of things, you know, physical illnesses, and mental illnesses as well. So I really like using the color green when I go to those type of environments. And I typically use big flags. You know, I'm not trying to go to no environment with no little bitty teensy weensy little situations, because I'm coming to tear something up.
Yes.
And so when we are dealing with the healing process of someone, we want to be very authoritative in the environment, and we want to penetrate. Right. So, you know, I often tell people, you know, what you do with that little bit thing? Don't be coming up in here with these little bitty, you know, sometimes size is everything in the environment. So be very intentional when you are ministering, and be very clear of the environments you're going in. Another color, let's talk about black. I like to talk about these type of colors because a lot of times people think that, oh, that's darkness and, you know,
right,
oh,
true,
evil, and, you know, but black, you know, it can represent sin and a darkness, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, black is a color of humility as well. It's sort of like a reconciling, like mediator type of color. So black is not always a bad color to bring into the environment when you're ministering. So, you know, when you are representing humility, black is a good color to use. Oranges are too.
I didn't know that about black. I'm like, well, I didn't know that. Everything black, everybody goes, that's for mourning, that's for death, that's for, you know.
Yeah. When you are in humility, you know, not that you're in fear or things like that, but humility and humbling yourself to the environment so that you yourself can be free of whatever you're going through. So you can minister to God's people. So humility is very, very important for self. So black is certainly not a bad color to bring forth in a waving environment.
That's good to know.
Colors like we talked about rainbow on the last segment.
God's rainbow.
You know, yeah, God's rainbow. In the Bible, you know, a rainbow comes about in these chapters that represent God's love for the world and His people, and it's His covenant. And so colors like rainbow could be utilized in the environment. I know that rainbow typically means a lot of different things, but to people. But I think the colors might be a little shifted. So I think, you know, and I hate to, you know, say things when I'm really not. I'm pretty sure that the rainbows are different, and I think it has to do with pink and purple. You know, because there's 7 to 10 colors in a rainbow, and God's covenant. You know, that's why you got to know, you know, your history behind these colors. And one color can certainly shift the meaning of something. And so that's why we're very clear on the colors that we're using in the environment. You know, fuchsia is a good color. These are relationship colors, fuchsia. Colors like roses and pinks. You know, they could mean Messiah. They can mean glory as well, just like yellow can mean glory too. Yellow is a very bold color, a lot like gold. I really like the color gold. I think gold is another cleansing color.
Oh, really? Is that also say royalty?
Yeah, gold.
Is it?
Gold can be another royalty type color, but gold is really like a Godhead color. It's like a purification color, and stands for righteousness. It's a trial by fire color. You know what I'm saying? Gold is a very bold color, and it could represent, you know, reconciliation in a lot of different ways. Gold don't start off gold, and so when you're building the character of gold for it to become gold, gold goes through a lot of pressing. It goes through a lot of beat up. It goes through a lot of changes to become gold. And so that's why the eternal deity of gold is so important in the environment. It's a beautiful color to portray in the environment. And it's a color to portray when you are building up character in someone. You know, in just character in the environment. You were once a rock that has now been shined into this beautiful gold color, and what it took to get you to that, the process that it took to get you to shine, the process that it took to get you to be your character to be molded into something great. Gold represents that. So it's certainly a beautiful color to use. So many colors that we should be aware of when ministry.
I think people are going to have a totally different view of colors even when they get dressed. Even though these are particular to ministry, you got to be careful what you put on and know what you're representing. I love that. Thanks for sharing that. That was beautiful. So maybe we'll talk about flags next, or
it's a lot about flags. Flags, it's a lot. Even like I said, shapes. A lot of people don't get as deep as that.
Oh,
you know, I can go there.
The shapes mean something.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that it's just a flag to be flagging, you guys. You know, so we don't want to overwhelm you on the colors. We want to let that saturate and sit there for you. So we're gonna go ahead and let you guys go. We didn't want to be long-winded on this segment, but we'll be back with much more, so you'll know what worship's all about. So next time you see someone dancing in ministry, you're going to be like, wait a minute. And anyway, when you're going to church, you should already be prayed up and coming from a worship stance or a praise stance. You shouldn't go to church and have to be, what do you call that? When you have to like make people get in the mood, or you should already be
force the environment.
Yeah, you should already be ready to be what you need to be for God in the environment, and you don't have to be coerced into the environment. So that's what we're saying. When you come to church, already be where you need to be in God. So when the worship team comes, when the dance ministry comes and the worship team comes, you'll be ready to receive what God has to pour into you. So when the pastor comes up, it's so much easier for him, right? Because the atmosphere has already been set, and everything that's there, that's in the atmosphere that shouldn't have been, the ministry has taken care of that. So thank you for joining us on this episode. This is Miss Alicia Brown, and this is MissMyaMya, the Minneapolis Citadel, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining us on Divinely Raw Purpose Women. Take care. Bye.